Forever Home channel. On this platform, we discuss all things related to Ghana and Africa. Our real estate company, Royal Consulting Solution, is the foremost location for all your land acquisition, building needs, relocation, and starting a successful business in Ghana. We also provide quality information through our consultation and webinar series. We can be reached at royalconsultingsolutions.com. Come join the trusted source for all your reliable information. Hello. Thank you, everyone. I hope everybody is doing very well today. Um, it's a good day. Where is it? Today's Saturday, I believe. And you guys hopefully are doing very well. I wanted to give a shout out. Let me see who's the first person to come in and post something, say something. It's always good. Let me know audio. Let me know you can see me, you can hear me. I always test these things, but you never know when they come in. So anyway, I see a couple eyeballs on the background. Let me know who's in there, who's watching. Say something. Thank you very much for spending the time to join us. And so I know somebody already is at the backdrop. Amaka, please, says device not connected. So retry log off and try to connect again. And so so as you know, on this channel, what do we talk about? We talk about everything related to Hope D. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Who was in there? I see some eyeballs, and stuff like that. So we talk about everything related to Africa, right? So whether building in Africa, land acquisition, moving, financial preparation, how to succeed. Hopefully, that is a reason you're going over there. Other than that, it wouldn't make sense to me why somebody wants to move at a place that they're not going to improve their life. Okay. And so we discuss those things. Nobody has all the answers, but it's a community effort. And so we try to just make sure we are doing something collectively to kind of like move our people in the positive direction. So anyway, G, big boss, thanks for joining in and stuff. So I'm going to talk about a few things. Obviously, there's so many ways to prepare before you go to the continent. So I'm focusing more on just relocation, right? There's so many things, but I didn't want to dive onto this thing. I don't want this thing to be ours. So I know some of you want to call it in and let us know what is going on and then what are the solutions we can employ. So my part of the discussion more is going to be the solutions as well. I'm going to break it into two. I'm going to talk about the first one, and then later on, when the callers come in, I'll finish the second half, right? And so, the few things I want to talk about is mentality, mindset, right? And the mindset is really important because you cannot develop that by watching videos. You cannot by even reading up on it. It's something that you have to get in there and immerse yourself. But what you are bringing in, the expectations and stuff like that you are bringing in, is going to pretty much help the process, make it a smooth transition, or it's going to make it stressful. Okay, so number one important thing as I watch, what everything that's going with our people, what I'm seeing is that number one thing, know your objectives in moving to Africa. You must know why you want to move there because that is different for everybody. So do not confuse the reason why you want to move there to what somebody else got going on. Okay. Moving to Africa based on emotions alone is it's not a good strategy. Okay. And so another thing would be we always encourage this, like move, visit, right? Because relocation is a big deal. It's really a big deal, especially when you've burned all the bridges and you move out there. It's a make or break. And everybody's different. Somebody can just go make it happen. Doesn't mean that it's possible. So visit, because you may visit and say, you know what? I'm not ready to move yet. I'm gonna use this place as a vacation spot, right? So visit. All right. Okay. And so the second part will be it will be difficult to import a foreign ideology alone, and succeed on the ground. Okay, so give yourself some time. Couple of weeks, month is not good enough, right? To win or to succeed over there, you must understand the dynamics, right? The dynamics on the ground. Okay, and so that's one thing factoring. And it's also the condition on the ground is going to dictate a lot of your successes, right? So you are not going on the messiahship or a messianic, you know, thing like you are going to really change the continent. I mean, it's not possible. Okay, not you alone. You can't do it. You're gonna need a lot of people to be able to pull that off, and it's gonna take generations. Okay, so be flexible in the meantime, adapt and be flexible, and focus on why you came there, what are things that you need to accomplish. Okay, always respect the culture, always respect the culture, respect the people, even in your critiques, even when you have grievances about something that you have experienced. Always bear in mind of how you say it, because what you say matters. Because and nobody's trying to silence anybody, but unlimited freedom of speech, it's a recipe for disaster. Because if we're gonna say that you can say whatever you want, then we should also say that people can respond however they want to respond. Okay, so these things matters, how you put it out there. Okay, nobody's trying to say you can't speak your mind, but when it comes across that a whole country is being insulted or the continent is being insulted, um, you're just gonna put yourself, you're gonna create a lot of resistance, and it's deep. In Africa, it's deep. Don't let the smiles fool you. It's very deep, and so you don't want to get there, and all of a sudden you're creating enemies. I mean, opposition. Then it's like you're gonna spend time and resources fighting instead of actually working towards your goals. Okay, so be smart about that. Um, and remember, Africa is not Africa, America. Africa is not Europe, or Africa is not Asia. So looking through that lens is only going to get you disappointed and frustrated. Okay, yes. Do I like the fact that lack of development, lack of infrastructure? No, I don't like it either and stuff. But is we got to make it happen. Okay, prepare mentally, emotionally, and above all, financially. Okay. So, and then another thing I want to address about is entitlement. All right. So your living conditions have nothing to do with the Ghanaian government. It can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you're looking at it. Okay. Your living conditions is solely upon you. Your planning is solely upon you. Whether you're gonna go make it has nothing to do with the government. Okay. You got to take that leadership. Okay. So if you go there, and whether your accommodation issues and that kind of stuff has nothing to do with the government. It is your thing to plan with. That is why we tell people to plan well. And if you don't know how, come talk to me, talk to, let's see, 75 Black Unicorn and stuff like that, right? So the Ghana government is responsible for infrastructure such as transportation facilities, like education system, public health system, water supplies, communication networks, and all that kinds of stuff. But even with all that, that should be done by the government. You have to plan on how you're going to mitigate against some of these challenges. So you must know the difference, what a government is going to do or want to do, and what you are responsible for. Okay. Now I will talk about one more thing. Then I'm going to I see some people in the backdrop who wants to come in. And so Amaka, I don't know who you are, so maybe get off and trying to come back in. Okay. And so another one is the financial preparation. I think people are underestimating this thing. Okay, because um how much money to bring, is it enough? How do you know? Okay, because you watch one YouTube, they say $1,000 will cut it. You watch me and I say no, you need more, because there's contingencies, because things are not always what it seems to be. Things can come up out of nowhere. If you want things done, the money got to go to all kinds of places. So I always say plan more, right? And so these are the things. So talk to me. I'm gonna tell you what it is. If it depend on the lifestyle you want to live, or talk to, let's see, a 75 Black Unicorn, will tell you, look, if you want this and this expectations, okay, now you have to get our information. Other than that, and a lot of people think they can go there and do the minimums and stuff like that. Minimum in the US or Europe is different from minimum in Africa. Okay. And so you get there and you find that it's not going to work. The money that you brought is not going to get the things that you thought it was going to do. Then you're going to be really, really frustrated. And then it's going to be a whole different thing, right? And so know that. How are you going to sustain yourself financially? Okay. That's another thing. Even if you bring $400,000, you still need to find a way to bring in income on a monthly basis, right? Where and how you're going to live. Frugality, a life of comfort, you get to decide, right? And so, do you have a financial plan A, B, and C? Okay, because things that doesn't always go according to plan. So these things are important because of preparation, I think, is very, very good and is going to set a stage for how you're going to respond to all the things that you come across. Okay. And so it is important. I think when you look at some of these YouTube videos, it's very, very difficult to get in to gauge how much really you are going to have or you need, because it looks like with minimum you can do well. But so watch this, right? Even when you see these nice restaurants in Ghana, right? Do you see something in there? Do you see that it's empty? Watch. And if it's full, it's probably some special time of the year. And I've talked to a lot of the owners, from Santuku to Carbon to um, Urban Grill, Coco Lounge, even Brasser, uh, Mailbox, Bloom Bar. I know a lot of people over there who runs it or owns it, and I have discussion with them. And there's some challenges over there. Okay, so these things, when you see them, are very entertaining. They're very, very nice, but that is what you see. There's always more to the story. Okay. So preparation is very, very important if you are going to make it. Okay. And I want you to make it. What is the point? Make it. Okay. So that is what we wanted to add our little piece into that. And so I'll post the link again. I want to hear a lot of you guys come in and talk about what you see and some of the solutions. So this is the first part of my solutions. The second one will be diving into some of the stuff ourselves we are doing and what we want maybe we should focus on to help a lot of people. So we have Judy here that is going to come in and share her perspective as well. Okay. Hello, Judy. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, and good morning again to Tony. This is a very, very important topic, and it's crucial that we listen in. Based on what Tony was saying, he's correct. Planning is the number one thing. We all know that wherever we are domiciled, we just want to leave. We just want to pack a couple of bags and run off to the continent where freedom is free. Freedom is not free where we are. No matter where we are, it's not free. Freedom is free is when we get to the continent. However, we just can't get up and go. We must plan. It must be planned. Financially, you must be at least halfway stable. You just can't pack your bag, your family, and run to the continent because the culture is different. There is no hand-me-down on the continent, and we become complacent where we are, especially in the United States. That there are certain we have certain I would say a little bit of privilege as Black people. If we need food, we know where to go. There's some preparation there in place for us. On the continent is different. You must plan where you're going to be living with your family. You should have at least, I'm going to say, 6 to 1 year worth of income to carry you through. If you're planning on going to the continent to set up a business, that's also more money that you have to generate to start your business, okay? And to pay for all of your overheads until you start generating revenues. So just don't pack a bag and run off. A lot of people that does that, they go to the continent and they get stuck. They really don't want to come back. They don't want to leave the continent. They love the people. They just love the entire ambiance of the continent and the culture, and they don't want to come back to where they left. So it's two things can only happen. If you go there and you get stuck, it's only two things you can do. It's either you going to come back, okay, most likely to the United States and face everything here, and you know what's going on here, or you're going to get yourself caught up in some type of a unethical behavior, meaning that you're going to seek out ways to survive. Okay, it's humanly. This is what people do. You're going to seek out way, and guess what? Those ways are. I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, and it may upset a lot of you. Um, our people there on the continent, the continental Africans, um, they do have some bad behaviors. They do, and I'm going to say it's not just on the continent. Okay, it's all over, but it's more prevalent there because foreigners come to the continent and they bring their money, they flash their money, and when people are impoverished, certain people, and they see that and they get used to that, they go off and do other things that is not so ethical. And if you go to the continent and you get stuck and you said, you know what, I'm not coming back to the United States, okay, how are you going to make it? How, especially if you have a family, how are you going to buy food, your housing? You're going to go off and you're going to do some unethical things. And a lot of you, there's no children here in this live stream, so I'm going to spill it out, okay? Bottom line, a lot of you is going to go off and do unethical scamming, okay? A way to survive, a way to survive. And with that said, the scamming will never stop. It will never stop, okay? Now, you can't get involved in those type of behaviors unless you have somebody there that speak the language, who can show you the ropes and take you around and so forth. So your circle gets wider and wider and wider. And if you start making money by scamming, you're not going to stop. You're going to continue because now it becomes a part of life, a way of survival. And that's what we're trying to stop on the continent. We're trying to eliminate that and eradicate people that does those things. So the culture, so the continent, especially Ghana, can grow and grow in ethical behaviors, people doing things on their own merit, your own merit. You stand up and you do things the right way, okay, and leave that type of lifestyle. So my thing is, plan before you go to the continent. Make sure you have some income. Just don't pack a suitcase and run off because you're going to get stuck. And if you don't want to come back to the United States, you're going to get yourself caught up in those type of behaviors. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. So stay on. What I'm going to do is like there's another caller here, and then I'm gonna remove you, but you stay on. So you
Okay.
stay on, and then I will bring you in when I need to, or when you have something to say, just flag me. And so what we are trying to say is this. So um, we are trying to reduce or even eliminate certain behavior that even sometimes good people find themselves get caught up in. And so that is what we are focusing on, planning very, very well, right? And because it's very, very important, because it's no joke. It's no joke. You're gonna get there, and then things is gonna hit you right in the face, and some of you is you can't respond way because you are in shock, and then the worst part of ourselves come out. Okay, and that leads to unintended consequences down the road. So that is what we are trying to focus on. Is not a way that we are trying to call somebody out. Is my concern too is is our people that kind of like support certain kind of behavior because what you don't know is this: when you go there, you're a reflection of a lot of people, and what you do over there is going to set a stage, is going to set a relationship, is going to let the people on the ground know that look, we are family or we are adversaries. So it's not about our individual happiness or anything like that. It's bigger than that. And so, because I'm beginning to hear certain things in certain places that I feel like I need to speak on it. So we make this thing as more like an isolated situation instead of like it's a whole new of attitude that is coming there with this kind of mindset. Because eventually, if because right now Africa is receptive to all its children, right, for most part. But if it becomes a situation that becomes hostile, then what is next? You know, where are some of the black people gonna go? I can go to Ghana. I'm a native. Okay. And so where are some of you? If America don't want you, Africa doesn't want you over there, you really don't have a lot of options. So I think we are representative when we go there and how we conduct ourselves because it will lead to unintended consequences. So that's what we're talking about. You know, so we're gonna add the next call. Thank you for holding patiently. I want to see some of you come on as well. Just share your thoughts, what you think, offer some solutions, how we move our people forward and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm going to add the next person here, African Millennium. Can you hear me?
Hi, Tony.
Hello. How are you?
Hi. New to your channel. I really love the perspective that you have because it's more realistic. And yeah, I just love this space. This is an awesome space, and you have awesome people as well in your chat room.
Thank you very much. So and we will be glad to hear what you have to share with us so we can add that to your piece.
Sure. So I am a native to Ghana as well, but I wanted to even travel somewhere else. And now it's crazy because I was thinking of visiting and investing in a different country. And even when I did the calculations as a single person, if I wanted to live very, very, very frugal in this other country in Africa, it would cost me about a very frugal, like bare minimum. It would cost me about $10,000 for a year just as a single person. And recently I saw someone, she's a lady, she has 4 kids, and she just moved there with $10,000. And I was like, oh my goodness. Because I feel like there's a difference between, okay, your first year over there, but then after your first year, let's say if you're renting, right? And the average, I think, rent in Africa for a decent place is about $2,000 for a year. So after that $2,000 is gone, then what are you going to do? Because then you have like $8,000. Are you then going to figure out another job, which will probably not make you as much as what you're making right now? So then it's going to be an instance of, are you going to be renting forever, and are you going to be okay with that? Because if you're going to do that and then your landlord says, okay, last year I charged you 2,000, but demand is going up, now I'm going to charge you 3,000, then what are you going to do? So I feel like, and especially as if anyone's watching and they're a parent, no, I'm trying to be really nice, but for you to just go there with your kids and try to figure it out just there, I feel like that's also not the best situation because you're not even taking into account how are they going to go to school? Are you going to take care of that? Are you going to have time to take care of them, homeschool them, and still figure out how you guys are going to survive? I just feel like it's just this romanticization. It's really sad, but I feel like if you're saying you're going somewhere and you haven't tested it out first, but you want to full-heartedly move there, I don't know. I don't think it's realistic, to be honest. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say.
That was beautifully said. And so to segue of that, I agree with a lot of stuff. The 10,000 is about right. And so what I like to always share with people is that look, There's myriad of factors that's gonna. I spend when I go to Ghana, the money goes so fast. Like I don't even know what is going on. I can budget here, you know, responsibly, this with a lot of discipline. But when I go to Ghana, it feels like there's a lot of things out of your control. And so when I hear some of these numbers, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you are going to do the things that you need to do. Uh, and see, homeschool, right? I'm in the education field. I'll tell you this: you should be doing homeschool in a way because there's things that kids must learn from home. That is no substitution for being engaged in a quality private school in which they get to share ideas with other people. Because I don't care what the parents you think you know. You can't teach all this subject. You don't know all the stuff. You don't know a lot of the stuff that is going on. Information is changing at a rapid pace. You can't do it. And I work in probably one of the top best high schools, top 10 in the country. And I can tell you the stuff they do, some universities don't even do it. So you can have those equipment at home. You can't do those things. You are limiting the child's potential, right? So there's other things the child must learn as a parent in the home. That's no substitution. And so if you have to prepare the next generation, it's going to cost money. And so these things people don't even factor in, and not every parent is sensitive to their children's education. I'll put it out there. It's not. Because if that is true, then you would have factored out all that in before you took the whole troops and put them in a situation in which we are repeating the cycle of poverty, right? So it's very, very important on what you said. So stay behind the scene, and then if you want to come in, just give me a nod, and then I'll bring in. We have another person behind here, 41K a month. We want to hear what you have to say. What are your thoughts, and what are the solutions that you have for us? 41K, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah. I hear that people are like. I just want to say that I'm not trying to be a downer, but I want to be real one minute. The notion that that a lot of people are going to be able to move to Africa is like slim to none. Let's be honest here. 90% of anybody, African, non-African, the poor, whatever you guys want to say, are not going to be able to move to Africa. Let's be honest here. It's extremely difficult to live there, and there's no income, or there's no way of getting income. And thinking that you're going to go do online business, how many people can do online business? It's not like everybody can go and do online business. So the notion that you're just going to go up and move, or you say for 1 month or 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, and you're going to be there, you're going to live in Ghana or Africa for the rest of your life, is not realistic. Be honest with yourself. Another thing is I hear a lot of like African Americans say they're going to go and build Africa. Building in Africa is extremely expensive. If you notice that most of the time people spend at least $500,000 to build their homes. That's just one home. How many people have $500,000 to build a home? You know? So I really think people need to understand that, like, I guess it's like a fab right now going to Africa. It's like a fab, it's like a new great thing. But you gotta be realistic with yourselves, man. Ghana or Africa is not a place for people that like for everyone. Even me, I lived there for 2 years, and you have to have some serious money to live there. Let's be honest. Or you can go live there and be dirt poor and struggle and barely get by. But I really think people need to really understand what they're getting themselves into, and understand that the hill is really high, and the chance of you going there and like making it it's, it takes time. Most people I know that move to Ghana are people that are retirees that have been worked like 40 years and have a heavy good income, and they have a lot of back with like they have like they have like income coming in. But those are the things I see. Also, I like to say that I think one thing that we need to keep in mind is that you can go and come. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that go there and do business to come back, but I just want us to understand that we have to be really mindful and be prepared for what's going to happen in the future. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you. That's another perspective also. And so one of the things I want to add to that is this is yes, it is expensive especially if you're trying to duplicate the lifestyle you have here, right? and that is different for you. Now, can you go there somewhere, live outside the city center and stuff like that, make it work? You could, but I think you need long-term planning, because one of the things people factor in that even if you have a job, right, they are not going to pay you at the level you are used to here, right? So, but inflation is very high over there. So you have to have a way of money coming in. Okay, why money coming in, preferably from outside, and also you have some business and stuff like that, and then you have to have a healthy savings and also be diligent and discipline your spending. When you do that, you'll be fine. You'll be comfortable. You'll be as happy as it is. Now, other than that, when you go there, you have to live at a condition that is difficult because it's new. You've never lived under those conditions. And so it's going to be a very stressful situations. And so that is what we're trying to avoid, like Judy said, because when you get yourself caught up and your pride, look, if I go, it doesn't work, I'll come back. I don't think there should be a shame in doing that, because I'd rather come back, regroup, than to get myself involved in some criminal activity. You see, but sometimes pride gets into the way, and you feel like you got to make it at by any means necessary. Okay, so we are trying to say prepare. Prepare. We can do a budget for you based on your lifestyle. Say, look, based on how much you're bringing in, the expectations that you want to live, this is the location we want you to live, and this is what the lifestyle you should be getting. But other than that, if you take like a malt liquor budget trying to get an expensive champagne, it's not going to work over there. It's not. And so you can have any lifestyle you want. You just got to prepare to spend that money. We have another person here. So everybody that spoke, wait on the background, and then I'll bring you in. We have Nanaya here. I'm going to add him. You guys have seen one or twice. Nanaya, how are you?
Hey man, I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Um, so it's quite amazing what has gone on in the past week. There's this couple who took their 4 kids to Ghana, and within 2 weeks, they have a whole list of complaints. And one of their list of complaints is, oh, there are no snacks in the corner stores. You know, I mean, this is what we are dealing with, man. There are no snacks. I mean, this woman made a video complaining about there are no snacks in this in the corner stores, and so now we have to worry about snacks. You know, well, there are a lot of snacks in Ghana. You know, there are peanuts. You know, there's a lot of corn, so there's a lot of popcorn. There's a lot of potatoes, so there are a lot of potato chips. He probably went to the wrong corner store. You know, look, it's pathetic. And we're not serious about this. Okay, other groups go. I grew up in Ghana. All right, I grew up in a neighborhood where Italians lived. There was a lot of the Chinese who came in every holidays to come and teach in international schools. There were Indians. Okay, they understand. They understand the world. They understand that when you move from one place, from point A to point B, the infrastructure is not going to be the same. There's going to be potholes. There's going to be dirt roads. They understand that these countries that they go in are developing. So they come in, they buy their own SUVs. You'll see them in SUVs. Okay, they prepare. Okay, I did my national service in one of the remote places in the northern region, and I was telling Tony, there were 2 white guys over there. Okay, they've lived there for 4 years. When I got there, they've lived there for 4 years, and they teach in the local secondary schools. Okay, all right. Look, let's stop this kidding. Let's stop this. If you're going somewhere, you need to prepare. Nobody should be telling you to prepare. I mean, it's just so basic. It's just. I mean, we have to come and now explain to you that you can find snacks in Ghana. And so, like, you not finding snacks It's not a big deal. So like now the whole world should worry about you not finding snacks. And so because you didn't find snacks, you want to come back to America. You know, it's very depressing. You know, it's really what is. I mean, so then you think it's like, what's wrong with these people? What's wrong with these people? Look, it's okay to have a culture shock. All right, we do all have culture shocks. All right, maybe the lighting system is different, the road network is different, the roads are not paved. You know, there's filth. You know, but to make a video and complain about snacks, man, look, you could have bought a whole, 10 bags of snacks and takes with you. It would have last you for about a month. You know, it's very, very worrying, and it's like, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? You know, that's me. It's like, it's really worrying. You know, look, we can say prepare, save money, take what $100,000 to Ghana before you move. You know, we can tell you talk to the right people to buy land and build. But your mindset, if your mindset is crazy like that, then we can help you. You need to come back home. Come back to America. Okay, come back and live in your. And she said, oh, she lives in the most expensive, one of the most expensive places in the whole world, in America. She lives amongst white people and and she lives in $100,000 mansion. Wow, you live in $100,000. Wow, what kind of mansion is that? I want to see it. $100,000 in America. You know, this is what we are dealing with, man. You know, this is what we are dealing with. It's crazy. And then she says, oh, there are hungry people, hungry children on the streets in Ghana. Listen, I come from Ghana. There is no hunger in Ghana. Anybody who tells you, oh, the children are hungry, and so bring money, the person is trying to scam you. There is no hunger. Listen, there's a lot of mangoes, oranges, pineapples. There's a lot of food. Even in the remote villages, there's a lot of food for every child to eat. Okay, they might not eat egg, bacon, and cheese in the morning, but hey, they will get their porridge and they'll get their bread and they get their butter. There is no hunger in Ghana. Nobody's telling. If anybody tells you there's some street children who are begging, yes, they're supposed to be in the classroom because education is free. They're supposed to be in the classroom. They're not supposed to be in the street begging. So when you see children on the street begging, it doesn't mean that people have neglected these children. They have chosen to be on the streets. Okay, so it's just worrying. It's like, what's wrong with these people? All right. I mean, you're two adults with 4 kids. When you move to Ghana, buy your car, save up money. You want to live in a big mansion, you can get it, but you're going to pay for it because it's a matter of demand and supply. Okay, it's a matter of demand and supply. Okay, the suppliers of real estate are less than the demand. So yes, you know, the prices are high, but it's not in every place in Accra. In some places, you're going to get it for cheap. You can get a $400 a month rent. You can get a $200 a month rent. Yeah, it might not be on a paved road, but hello, buy your car. You know, you have 4 kids. Don't walk. I mean, get a car. It's as simple as that. Other groups do it, and they don't make videos and complain about snacks. You know. So I mean, this is what we're dealing with. Look, we can spend the time babysitting adults, and I don't think we have time for that. You know, to try to tell you to prepare. You don't know you have to prepare. You don't know when you go there you have to eat. You don't know where you go to Ghana, you have to live in a comfortable place. If you want an AC, you have to pay for it. You have good internet, it's expensive. You have to pay for it. Is this that somebody has to explain this to you? I mean, come on, man. The Chinese don't care about snacks. Look, the Chinese are in the villages. You know what they're doing? They're going to the villages and they don't even care. They live in shacks, and what they're doing, they're mining gold, diamonds. You think they're worrying about snacks in the city? You're kidding. You know. Let me stop here. Let somebody else go on.
Okay. So stay in the backdrop. Stay there. I'm gonna add a few things. And I think, and then I'll bring in Bitcoin, holding there Bitcoin. Um, so one of the things, speaking of what Anaya said, is that we. This is what I think. Okay, this is what I think. Let's say we want to help the poor. Okay, we want to help the poor because apparently, some people want to show that they care about the poor people more than others. This is one idea we can do it. Okay, let's build businesses. Let's employ the parents. We're gonna pay them above the average rate. Okay, and we do that. We have a real estate company. We employ people. We train them. Okay, we keep them over the street with all these various projects. Okay, we bring from low skill all the way to the trained professionals. In that, for example, when we say build a mansion, right? And I think people just narrow this into just the comfort lifestyle. 6 bedrooms. What do I need 6 bedrooms for? I really don't need 6 bedrooms. But in the process of doing that, the benefits of building, putting three, four, 500 or $1 million into a project like that. Do you know the number of employment opportunity you've given people to take care of farming, hospital bills, tuitions, accommodation, transportations, right? Clothes saving. We know people that got married were able to marry their partners because of the projects that they were working for us, right? People begin to work for themselves. So they develop a sense of confidence, knowing that they can support their own families through their own effort. Okay. So this is what we're talking about. If we go there and do 2 bedrooms, it becomes an issue. Not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm saying we must think big because the need is great. And so everybody that comes over there bring large investment. And that is what we need to do. Okay, that is what we need to do. Okay. The idea of me buying a van loaded with bread and passing down on the street, okay, and giving to little kids who are on shouldn't be allowed because it's risky for everybody. It's not a good solution long term because you feed them the next day they're gonna bring their friends over there. Then the highway becomes you know you don't want that. Instead, let's employ their parents because if you know anything, there's nothing noble in the redistribution of somebody's earned resources in attempt to look righteous in taking care of the poor. If you want to destroy a person, give them something for free. You take away their pride, their self confidence, eventually destroy their self esteem. They will never learn how to develop their God given talents. They'll become a slave to somebody or to a system. We should know this by now, right? We should know this by now. So if you on the messianic mission, go and build that businesses, hire 50, 100, 200. We see that too. We will come in where we can join and we can help because we have to employ these people. That is the only way they are going to be able to take care of themselves and sustain their families. Okay, so that is one thought. I have a couple of people here, so I'm gonna bring Bitcoin. I'm gonna bring you in, and then there's another person over there. So I'm trying to get so make it brief when you come about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'm trying to get everybody in. Okay, thank you, Bitcoin, sir.
Hi,
How are
good
you?
morning or good afternoon. How's everybody?
Good, good. What's your take?
My take basically is Warren Buffett's my favorite quote is buy when there's blood in the streets. And with Africa, Africa has a huge potential. It's just a rough diamond that needs a lot of polishing. And we have to remember why it's a rough diamond because of the colonial history and just the pillage of Africa. But the one thing I want to, I guess, give an experience is long distance running. I've run cross country from elementary school all the way to university. I've done marathons, I've done winter cross country. And if your mindset is not there, even if you're the best or the top tier runners, you won't make the race. because as soon as the race starts, everybody's good. The slowest one, he's out in the front. The fastest one, they're taking their time because if it's, a 20-kilometer hike, if it's a 10-mile run, you need to have, how can I say, a pacing. You need to know this is how much I have in my pocket, how much, where I'm going to go. Maybe if I'm building a house, once I get to the lentil, I'm going to rest a bit. Or once I get here, I'm going to go, a bit faster in my progress. But why I say vision is very important, my first race that I've ever done, my coach has always reminded me, I didn't want to run. I was the fastest on paper and on time, but I hated running long distance, especially in the cold. So by the time we got to, the 1 mile mark, I was there complaining about my legs are aching. By the time we got to the 2 mile mark, I was complaining my back was aching. So before the race even finished, I stopped altogether. I didn't want to run. Why? Because it was too hard. And then other people were passing me. The slowest person passed me. Why? Because they had a vision of reaching the finish line no matter what place they came in. We need to stop trying to compare ourselves to the Jones. One thing I talked to you, Tony, about is, you know, all these estate houses being built in Africa is trying to keep up with the American Jones, but we forget about mortgage crisis happening. So we're all, trying to, oh, we want to build a big house, we want to do this, we want to do this, but we're trying to keep up with somebody else's pace. So then when we get to Africa and it's not the same pace because we're used to, the roads are paved for us and we have buildings and we have elevator flights. That's an easy race. And so I'm not and you're everybody's right. Not everybody can survive in Africa, just like not everybody can survive in the States, US, Europe, or whatnot. So it's not just about not everybody can survive in Africa. It's about the vision. When we start a race, envision that you're already done. Envision, yo, this Africa has nothing. That's even the best opportunity to get rich overnight. Not overnight, but much easier than here. Yes, you can't get a loan and you can't get there, but it's raw. That's why I quoted Warren Buffett. Buy when there's blood in the streets, when nobody else wants to invest in a property, when nobody wants to invest in your vision. That's where you start. So if we're going to go forward, even if it's in Canada and you want to build your business, if it's in the States and you want to do something, try. It's going to be difficult. You're going to fail, but the Bible says, a good man falleth 7 times, but he rises up again. So we will always find ways to fail, but we always must find ways to come back again. And that's my small take, which is we must have a vision, no matter the distance. It's going to be hard. Africa is very hard, but when the Chinese go, when the Italians go, when the Americans go, they smile because they see the vision of the opportunity. Yes, they probably have meat or backup, but the vision is the first thing because if you're the fastest and you have all the money but no vision, it doesn't matter what opportunity we give you, it's going to be squandered. So I ask everybody before you start a race, start training your mindset. You know, everybody is right. We must stop just looking at YouTube's fantasizing about Africa's beautiful. We must find the problems. Oh, there's gutters. I can make an opportunity. Oh, there's, littered everywhere. We can try and get a recycle company that is willing to buy, secondhand waste. And there's countries in Europe that will buy your garbage and produce it into energy. So, there is opportunities in Africa worldwide just because, I'm sorry to say, because of colonialism. That's it, please.
Thank you, sir. Stay in the background. I'm gonna remove you. I'm gonna add and so if you have some questions, you can put it in the comment section. So we have another person here we're gonna add. And so let's see. Abina Safwa, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you for
Thank you so
joining
very much
us.
for having me.
No
I just
problem.
want to say just a couple of things. First of all, I love your content. Thank you so very much for being and making yourself available to us to ask questions. I wanted to comment on something that was said earlier regarding that couple. It's really unfortunate that we can take something so negative and make it seem as if this is a representation of all African Americans. That couple is not a representation of us as a whole. I personally think that they're probably a very minute number. I believe that most African Americans who esteem to come to Africa, who have raised money to get there, they have a plan. I mean, we see that. We see African Americans who are living presently in Africa and they are contributing. So I just think that it is important for us not to have this idea that we who esteem to come to the continent, whether it be Ghana or other places, we're just doing this so impulsive. Yes, I believe that there is a lot of discussion on YouTube of people that are saying, oh, I want to come, and they're living in some level of fantasy. But I think the majority that actually get on the plane, that actually decide that this is what I'm going to do, they're not hopping on the plane without a plan. It is those that have these conversations oftentimes on YouTube or other venues that talk in terms of a fantasy. But the actual doers are making preparation. So that's basically what I wanted to say, because I saw a lot of movement, a lot of discussion about that couple. And if someone was to even just research, do a little due diligence on that couple who talked about snacks and, just craziness, and just look at their channels, you can tell that this couple are a couple that this is what they do. This is what they do to get views. So it's really unfortunate that we would use them as a point of reference of how most African Americans who come to the continent, what their views and expectations are. So, with that being said, again, I want to say thank you, Tony. I love your content, and I look forward, hopefully, to seeing you in December when I'm in Accra.
Sure, sure. Another great perspective. Abina, stay on for a little bit because I want to add a little bit or give you another twist to that. Right, what you just said is good. It's not the full representative, right? But so the challenge now is this. Perception is reality, and so why some of us may be able to say that okay, this might be only a few segments is that when you look even on those platforms that behave and people that behave that think something that is divisive, unnecessary, and you look at a comment section, you still see a segment of our people supporting that. Now, what is going to happen is that because there might be some locals, it might be officials or something, who do not have experience with African Americans. This is what they see. This is what somebody sent a clip to them say, this is what we open the doors to. Okay. So for me, it's not if I was sitting there and I'm drafting a law and stuff like that, it's a different thing because I've lived here and I've had the whole spectrum. But for somebody in Ghana who doesn't have that experience and what they see about all Africans are weak and that kind of statement and that kinds of stuff, that is going to put a negative light. So we collectively must decide what is unacceptable in terms of how we talk to each other, how we deal with each other, and those who violate those lines, what are the consequences and stuff like that. Because it looks like there are people that support that behavior, and there are some people that push back. And I think many Black diasporans with African Americans, Caribbean Africans that have gone there for many many years have lived with the locals in harmony. They have built those bridges. There's nothing bad I can say about them. I never heard anything bad. But the last 2 years, there's a couple of people that have invaded, I'll use that word invasion, and basically are unraveling this bridge, this fiber that has been woven by the people that went over there. And that is what in the eyes of social media, that is what is being put on the airwaves. So
Right.
I am not saying, what I'm saying is that the unintended consequences. Why I know is a few people doing that. We should we check this? Should we accept this? Should we ignore it? Um, should we promote it? Because it will eventually it will get to a tipping point that is going to be, because I don't see anything positive coming out of that. It's only going to make the people that really want to go, the will put them in a difficult situation.
Yes, and
So
I
right.
like that you said a couple people, you know, so here we take the minority and make the minority the majority. I'm in agreement with you that a negative voice is always, they see, you know, there's an old saying that says the squeaky wheel is always heard louder. You know, so it's really unfortunate that we have YouTubers or we have people that engage in social media and they have a negative perspective about the comment, and this is how they get views, and they're promoted by us repeating what they are saying as opposed to us as a collective saying that this is a form of bringing about separation. You know, these people are not engaged in harmonious discussion. They engage in their own agenda, which has nothing to do with bridging Africans across the world. That's not their agenda. Their agenda is this social media is a business for them, you know, and they're making money by views. You know, they're making money this way. So they're not concerned with the how this would look to other diasporas or people who live on the continent itself. So it's really unfortunate that there are a couple of people that are on YouTube, that are on these social medias that have something that's very negative to say about the continent. And unfortunately, because we are so colonized, we will look at and judge what looks like us more harshly than other races. You know, I heard someone say something about how the Chinese come and they're smiling. We have no idea the discussion that Asians are having amongst themselves, what negativity they are saying amongst themselves. We're just making an assumption that they're just happy and they're just here to make money. I'm quite sure that there are some discussions that if we were made privileged of, we would be like, wow, is this what they're really talking about, the continent? You know, so I think there are a lot of dynamics that are happening because we have been colonized across the world. No matter where you live as a Black person, you have been infected by this low self esteem, if you were to use that term, you know, or this high expectation from others that look like yourself as opposed to other categories. So thank you for allowing me to respond.
Thank you. Like on this platform, we respect everybody's view, right? There's no monolithic way of thinking. And
Absolutely.
so everybody's allowed to share their thoughts and ideas. We all want what is best for Mother Africa. I'm going to bring a few people in. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring about 4 people in, and then I'll call in the order of how we speak. So keep it brief because everybody is coming in. Okay, so Nanayao, you are here. Let me do um, that. It is here. Let me add. So just mute your mic, please, and then let me add for. Okay, everybody's muted. Judy, are you muted? Okay. All right. So Nanaya goes. Ofori goes. The chosen one goes, and then Judy goes. And Nanaya, if you have anything to add. No, you are muted. Nanaya, you muted.
Let for you go. Let for you go.
Okay, Ofori one, go.
Yeah.
You can mute yourself. We have no feedback here.
Do we having a double? Let me do this. Let me remove. Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
I
So
think it was from Judy. Go
I'll
ahead.
respond. I think it's funny that we say that we're harsher on our own people than we were anyone else. But we have to remember something is that white people come to Ghana all the time. They have been coming there for years. Asians come here, go to Ghana all the time, and no one of them ever come and make videos like that. Why is that our own people have to come and do something like that? When you come and you talk about having poverty, okay, we're in Africa. Everyone knows that there's poverty in Africa. So why are you acting like there's something new that we don't know, or there's something you're trying to show us that we don't know about? I figured very. I think African Americans have to be very careful about what they like, how they present themselves to us, because we're all one people, but Africans and African Americans are totally different lifestyles and way of doing things. Africans, even if we see something, we don't say it bluntly to someone's face. You know what I'm saying? There's ways of going around doing things, and I think the problem is that I have no problem with her bringing up the problems in Africa because everyone has a right to do that. But if you're gonna bring up the problems, do it in a respectful manner. That's all that I will have to say about that. I don't have a problem with African Americans coming to Ghana. I think it's great for them to come to Ghana, but just be respectful, be mindful where you're at. You're not in the United States of America where freedom of speech and you just be able to curse people out and tell people that African men are weak as F and all that stuff. But where are you at? Maybe in the US you can talk in that manner and that's how they talk, or that's how it's okay, but you gotta be careful. As I say, do as the Romans do. So that's all I have to say about that. And I think African Americans should come. They should come. We want them to come. We want them to be part of us. But they just gotta come and be respectful. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm done.
Okay. All right. None of y'all. Take it.
Okay, it looks like he touched on what I was going to say. I was going to respond to when I said the Chinese coming, and then she said, "Oh, we don't know what the Chinese are talking among themselves." But I mean, can you show me a video where there was a Chinese couple who complained about very um, very crazy stuff like that, like like as if they didn't even know what they were running into in Africa. I mean, of course they say some things among themselves. They probably call us idiots, and like that we sit on these resources and we don't take advantage of them. The fact that we have so much gold and we're still poor. Of course they'll say all these things, but there's a difference between what is in your mind or what you tell your family members and what you put out there. What you put out there can easily start a war. And we already have a history of Liberia. Liberia was for African Americans. That is where that is a country where African Americans you owned, and there was war over there. So these discussions are very important. We need to be very sensitive. Um, and we have to know the culture. We have to know, and in Africa, what you say is very, very important. You don't use your left to point at people because it's an insult. Basically, when you start talking like that, you're using your left to talk to point at people. You don't go insult your parents. You don't go insult the whole people. I can easily start a war. I can go say something about one tribe and easily can start a war. Okay, so we have to be sensitive about these things. The same way, I can't come here and start insulting Mexicans and then start insulting African Americans or Chinese. I mean, I can't just go on YouTube and making videos and calling people weak. What's your basis for calling people weak? What's your basis? There is no basis. Okay, so we need to be sensitive and we need to talk about these things. And when we see them, we need to call them out. Of course, the percentage of people doing these videos and being negative are very small, but we need to call them out. It's very important that we do that.
Okay. So let me see. GD, I'm gonna bring you on, and then Salif, please hang in there. I'll bring you on.
Okay, a couple of things. I'm gonna piggyback off of what none of y'all said about the couple talking about there's no snack. That's an American behavior, okay? And that's, they should be ashamed of themselves as adults. And I don't know if they have children talking about there are no snacks. That is the American way, that you feel that everything should be at your disposal, okay? You're in a foreign country. Your priorities should be survival, not looking for snacks, okay? And that tells you the mindset of the people that are leaving this country and going to the continent and trying to make it, okay? Now, another thing is that coming from America, America spoiled the people here. Because I can tell you what, um, that same couple or any other black couple could not have gone into Europe, okay, or come to from Africa to America and talking about there's no snacks, there's lizards in the house, whatever it may be. Okay, that is on you. Nobody's going to listen to you. White people is not going to listen to you. They're going to just look at the fact that you're just being foolish. Okay, and you pack yourself up. You went to a foreign country. You weren't prepared. You don't know your priorities, and then you come on YouTube, whether you're acting or not, that type of stuff. There are serious people on YouTube, okay, such as Tony's channel, that we talk about constructive things every Saturday. You make this channel and you're out there screaming, talking about you have no snacks, you're overweight, okay, you don't have anywhere to live, okay. Whether or not you're an actor or not, we need to weed out the bad people. Okay, basically that's what this channel is doing, is to weed out the bad people, call them out, okay? Because now they are on YouTube looking for donations. I heard the boyfriend or the husband said to help them get a building. Now they start begging, okay? So now YouTube is out there and a lot of people are begging, okay? So that's another scam. Why don't you stand on your own merit? Stand on your own merit. Do something. Okay. I mean, I could start 20 online business because I put myself in the position to know things. Okay. To know things. And a lot of us, we don't want to make sacrifice. My mom always said, my late mom, if you want something good, your nose have to run. I don't see their nose running. To me, I don't see them sweating. Okay. It is so easy to make a YouTube channel and start begging people. What happened when those same people that you're begging, they stop giving you? What are you going to do? What's your alternative? Do you have another option? It's ridiculous. And, we have to show the world who the wise are and separate them from the foolish, because you do have some foolish people on YouTube. Okay? That's all I wanted to say.
I will put you back in the back. I'll add this. Um, because I'm reading the chat, the comments here on the side, and it's like whenever we talk about behaviors of our people against each other, it's as if we should accept it because other groups are doing it to us. It doesn't really make any sense. Okay? It doesn't really make sense because if we already have issues, then we can't be unified to move forward. So, and if we're not unified, we can't really be able to go deal with the other issues that is affecting us by, different groups. So what we try and do is like, let's clean the house because the roadmap is huge. So we gotta focus micro on us, clean the house first before we deal with other stuff. So the idea that we will say that okay, you know, the Chinese or the white people can come there and they misbehave certain way, and we don't check him. And so when our people do it, it should be okay. Okay. It's like saying that somebody abused your kid from us, so there's no repercussions. So then you, the parents, should abuse the kids too. Come on, man. We can do better than that.
Can I
So what
respond?
we say, huh? Go ahead.
Can I respond? Because I want to make it really clear
Uh,
what I was
yes.
saying.
Is that Bina? Is that you? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm not saying to give these people a pass. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that their behavior is okay. Please do not think that that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I think that we should not give people like this such a platform. We're spending all this time where you could be disseminating really powerful information to us to discuss a couple who, in my opinion, their sole purpose in making this YouTube was to get views, to stir up a discussion, to make money. And they are not a representation, in my opinion, of what most African Americans are who are coming to the continent. This is all that I'm saying. I'm not validating their behavior. I think that it was horrific, that they would behave like that with their children walking around, cursing and everything. I'm just saying that can we, as a collective, be able to see those that are out there with their own agenda to make money, not really to invest in the community, that we stop giving them such a platform. That's all that I'm saying. I think
I
that
hear
we've
you.
given that couple too much time. We've given them too much discussion. There isn't a social media that I can go to that I'm not seeing them being discussed. And this is a joke. We got too much work to do as a collective, that I just think that we shouldn't just give this couple all of this energy.
Okay, I will.
Just to,
No, no, 1 second. Okay,
yeah,
so
I was going to
so Abina, you do
say
follow
that
my channel, right? Hello, to Abina, do you follow my channel?
Yes, I follow your channel.
Okay,
You and I
so
she's
have had a conversation because I'm coming
yes, yes,
in December. Yes, I
yes.
follow.
Okay, so then you will know that I don't get on the other ramblings and stuff on social media, right?
Absolutely.
I tend to do my own thing. Okay, so I pick and choose what I decide to talk about because and the reason this was even a bigger conversation, not necessarily about them. They just fit in into what we are talking about because I'm beginning to hear certain things that's going to affect our people. So this is not just about the video. I'm saying for some people that are even promoting this harmonious relationship, we getting pushback because of what this language is going. So so my point is not necessarily address them. I don't really know who they are, and I'm not interested, but I'm saying what they are saying, if we don't counter that message, okay, and then we ignore it, because sometimes you need to ignore it, but it is penetrating certain places that people are beginning to look and say, look, maybe we made a mistake with a year return. Okay, people are beginning to question certain things. So so for me as a responsible person, it's not if I really want to deal with them, I can deal with them. Ghana, nobody is untouchable. I got it. I can move you out if I want to. That is not, it's not, this is not what we are trying to do. What we're trying to do is this. Look, like you said, I agree. There's a lot of things that we need to do, but we need to clean up certain things that is making it difficult for all of us. Because if we go meet somebody and you are pushing something out benefit the diasporan and you get feedback like, what about this? Do you think we should make this accessible? Do you think we should put this law in place? And we don't want to do that because this is what we are finding. It becomes difficult for us. So it's not necessarily about them per se. What we are saying is that look, we need to we need more voices that say, look, we don't need this kind of behavior. Okay, because not everything is public. There's a lot of private stuff that is happening. And what I'm saying that when videos like this come out with this language, it makes it difficult for us to promote certain things, for us to ask for favor, or for us to say, you know what, this is our people, we think they deserve XYZ. It makes it difficult for us to promote the things behind the scene because of what is going on there publicly. Okay, so that is the angle I'm coming from. So if you have been following my channel, you know I don't get into that kind of stuff. I don't. But if I come and address it, there's something more to it. So I will hope you will, as a person that we spoke to, and you watch my channel, I hope you understand that if Tony is talking about this issue, there must be something more. Okay, does that
All
make
right,
sense? Go ahead, Nene.
just to add to see, listen, it's this these things stir up emotions, okay, and it makes you angry. That's the honest. That's the honest. Just to be honest, it makes you angry. It makes you depressed. Okay, listen. I watched a video of a police officer putting his knee on a brother's neck and killing him in cold blood. Um, when we talk about, you know, knowing who we are and connecting back to where we came from, so that we don't get killed like that, it's serious business. Okay, and so then when we get people like that just throwing sand in the air so that everybody gets blind. And as Tony said, when you go on Facebook, on a lot of groups, people are sharing these videos and actually agreeing with this couple. Okay, um, and it looks as if, oh, there's a section of us who are just mentally very unstable, and that is concerning. Okay, this is what we are dealing with. This is no joke anymore. Okay, you talking about people building mansions? What, we should go and build huts? I mean, we shouldn't build something bigger than our parents did. We should discuss these things. Of course, it's the percentage of people who are doing these things are very small, but we should address these things and say, hey, this is not what we're about. This is not what we're about. Okay. Now, I talk to my friends every day and say, hey, listen, let's overlook the potholes. Let's overlook the unpaved roads. Let's go back and build and take our rightful place in this on this planet before we leave. Okay, where is the future for our black children here? Are we going to leave them here and they get killed? Of course, that's what's going to happen to them. So this is serious business. We take these things very seriously. We are not joking about it. And so, if you think it's a joke, wait till your brother is killed like the way George Floyd was killed. So let's not entertain it. When we see it, we need to talk about it. Let's not say, oh, let's not spend time talking about it. We need to spend time talking about it because it's a life and death issue. Okay. When was the last time a police, stuck his knee in the neck and killed somebody in Ghana like that? You know. So this is what it's about. It's not as if we're just going to spend the whole day talking about this. There's a lot of people who are very gullible and accepting these kind of messages. And you can go on Facebook, you can go online and look at it, read the comments and see.
Okay, Salif, I'm bringing you, bro. Thanks for the waiting. Are you there, Salif?
Hello, everybody.
Good, good. What's your
Thank
take?
you for bringing me in. Yes. Yes. I mean, I agree. I agree with Nana and all that. So it's very. We need to check some people, and that is good. That is a good thing. But I think that if you're gonna come to Africa, bring constructive idea, with you, and stop the insults and the complaint and get to work. Going back to Africa is not a vacation. Definitely not. There is no. Honestly, there is no food stamp in Africa. Let's go back to Africa to take advantage, of the use opportunity that are out there. Go to farming, go to entrepreneurship, create good and services. That's what Africa wants. And if this is what you want to, so you have Africa in your heart. That's what we need, nothing else. You know, it's not about going to Africa. Oh, I'm going to Africa. I'm going to have a good life, nice house, and all that. No. If you want to keep the same standard of living that you have abroad, like in the United States or in Europe, it's going to be difficult for you to live in Africa. Definitely. Yeah. But if you go there, you lower your standard accordingly. But go over there, create goods and services, and you will see that everything will flow, and you will have a happy life. So let's just stop all this and get to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna add one more person and then we'll just call it a day. So and here's objective, right? Here's what I'm trying to say is if you follow this channel, you know what we're about. I only speak on certain things when I feel like okay, is is getting to a level that is going to affect a lot of people. Unintended consequences. So and we come here, respect everybody's views, share your thoughts and everything. I've had to block somebody on the comment section because it's not productive what they were talking about and stuff. So we're talking about our people who we love and we appreciate. But just like a family, sometimes we must decide, say, you know what, we don't want set some part of our people, no matter if it's that small, to conduct themselves in a certain way because it affects the major goal and the things that we need to do. And that's what we are trying to fix. Okay. And so that is what the discussion is. So I'm gonna add let me see. I'm going to remove a couple of people. So let me remove. All right. So let me add Sister Amaka. How are
Hello.
you? Can you hear me? Thanks
I
for the patient. I saw you're trying to log in. Thank you. Thank you.
it,
So go
it, it
ahead.
took a long while. Hi everybody. I followed some of the chat, and absolutely the main issue I think we need to talk about is preparation. How do you prepare for anything? You start with gathering information, right? And that's exactly the problem we have right now. And this is a worldwide problem. We have a problem because our main information comes from places like YouTube, social media. This is not how to go about it. Absolutely not, because um, fact checking is not done on YouTube. You can't just believe. You can't just say, all right, okay, I saw this video. Okay, everything's fine. You know what I mean? You know, people spouting stuff that they saw on one video and spreading it to 100 more people just because they think that they are now an expert on a topic. No, sit down, read about Africa, about the country you want to go and visit, get some more facts while you're there, because that's another thing. While you're there, that's where the biggest part of your research has to happen before you actually go. I've got a friend who actually did a good job by going to Ghana, Accra, and starting a business, a fashion business, which she operates from London and works together with tailors in Accra. That worked because she went there and she did groundwork there. And this is simple mathematics. This is something anybody would do if you're going somewhere, I believe personally. But yeah, that's my main, my main thing that I would like to say here is that we just don't know how to find facts, which facts to believe, and how to apply this knowledge. And that's a major issue. Obviously, I'm a Nigerian. And if you come to my country and complain about stuff, I mean, there's lots to complain about in Nigeria. I'm just going to look at you tight. I'm not even going to start responding to you because you need to do your research. Do your research. If you want to know why things are the way they are, also that can be done with research. More and more we are actually writing our own like histories, and there's documentaries you can find about this, even on places like Netflix. There's a documentary if you want to know about Nigerian history and stuff. There's so many things all over that you can use and you can learn from. But if you're just going to step to me and go, well, from the point of view, from whatever country I'm from, I've had this from all sides. Americans, Germans, I'm based in Germany, by the way, Italy, England, whenever you come from your point of view and go, well, that's why it's like this, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You need to discard your point of view, research, go on ground level and let them, the people on that ground level you are trying to reach, let them teach you.
Thank you, thank you. That was very, very good. Before I add the next caller who's been patiently waiting is this. That was very, very good because I think what you said is very important. People are finding it difficult to go and get a quality information that they need, right? Because depending just on YouTube, there's merit, all kinds of stuff. Some are very good, some are way off, some don't know what the heck they're talking about, and stuff like that. So I feel like YouTube, social media is a start. That is not an end be all, right? And also too, I mean, you should know if somebody knows what you're talking about. I mean, I think you should, especially if the person have been on YouTube or social media for a long time and stuff, and go back and actually look at some of the videos, and stuff like that. So that is the beginning, but there's nothing substitute you going over there. It's like there's nothing. You have to be on the ground, and then that is where you can take in everything, all the information you have gathered to make sense of everything that you are about to do. So visit. I can't push enough. And also whoever you talk to, and I feel like this, like I've said, if you're on my platform, there's certain things I'll never put on YouTube because I feel like that information must be paid service. And so do other people do because um like sometimes people ask me how much did you pay for all your stuff like that. No, I'm not gonna because if you see it, you don't have context, right? You don't have context of what this cost and everything means. And so it is limited. What you see on YouTube is always going to be limited. And then once you find a couple of people that are doing something that they can really help you, because sometimes people can give you the information, but they can't help you. They cannot really help you execute. And so you find somebody that can help you execute on the very things that you are trying to accomplish, and then take a piece from there, and then take a piece from this. But there's nothing that is more complete than you being on the ground. Okay, and so that is where we tell people to visit first, and then do more, figure it out, because you might get there and they'll be like, I'm gonna do a whole different business idea. You see what I'm saying? And so because the need in where you want to live might be different. So take your time. Take your time. It's a serious stuff. Take your time. And then figure it out. And then and you're gonna attract to the crooks are gonna be there. They're everywhere in the world. But I think eventually you're gonna find somebody that really, really is genuine, that really wants you to help you execute. So what you said is very, very, very important. Okay, I don't have all the answers to everything. I have some perspective, other people's have it. So take from where you need. Okay, thank you. Then we had, okay, so the person left there. So unless somebody has something to share, I'm gonna wrap that. This has been great. This is the most that we've had voices to speak, and all of them, I appreciate all of them, because we are all learning. It's a family, and even if I say something that goes off, hopefully you still consider me as family. I say I accept you as family because we've been through a lot, right?
Mhm.
We've been through a lot, and so, but we are working. We're trying to sort all these things out, just like anything in life, and eventually, we're gonna get to a point, and we're gonna look back and laugh at some of these crazy things that we said. Okay, so that is what I want this platform to be like. But if I speak on something is because I feel like this thing is kind of like, it's a roadblock that we really don't need right now and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't really comment on the social media because things have been going on. I never see that because I feel like it's not constructive. So bear in mind, there's always a method to Tony's madness a little bit sometimes. And so I appreciate everybody that came in. Unfortunately, I had to block one person because I feel like it was not productive. Um, and if they want to argue their case, they can reach out to me and stuff like that. But we want constructive way because at Bitcoin Center last time, we are in a war zone for the future of several generations. What I'm concerned right now is let's get ourselves together so then we can unify and go deal with whatever we need to deal with. Other than that, you're going to have collaborators like in the past. The enemy is going to use some of our people to destroy, like they did to all our previous leaders that are trying to fight for our people. So I'm about let's clean the house. And so when we go in there and we stand on one side and we are fighting, you don't have to worry about whether the next person is going to stab you on the back, if that makes sense. Because if you are looking both sides, it's going to be difficult for you to move forward. Okay. So unless somebody has something to say, I'm going to add everybody back in to say I'm just going to call it a day. So anybody have something to say?
I think I'll just throw this out there. If anybody wants to start a business, I think African Repatriation Advisory it's one of the businesses that you can establish in Ghana to help people like that couple, and it should be a paid service. Um, and I think they have these. I mean, maybe YouTube, let's say your channel, Tony, um, you know, you have consortium, but I don't know if people are willing to pay for the service. But I think repatriation advisory as a business is a free, idea that I think somebody can implement and help people with who want snacks.
You and your snacks. Actually, I'm about to open a snack business. No, it's listen. I look at the positive of everything. I mean, think about it. No, think about it. I'm not even joking about this, right? Look at all the snacks we have here in this country, right? If you can just ship 2 containers and make it the only location in Ghana, because there's none here. There's none. There's more like European snacks. And you can open a spot and you can advertise it. We even help you promote that if that's your thing. And people can go that they know they can go to this spot right here. You get everything you need. That's an opportunity. I think that's opportunity in that. Okay. Granted, you're still gonna fill up with the sugar and salt and all that stuff. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. So whatever that is, whatever I feel like you can overcome. And when I talk to my friends, I say, look, this is a problem. How do we overcome that? Like for example, it rained last week, right? If you guys saw the videos, right? Crowd was flooded. So now we are changing the way we build. In our mind, maybe the next 100 years, they are not going to face the drainage issue. Okay. But we can control how we build so that your house is not flooded every rainy season. Right. So this is some of the solutions I'm talking about. There's certain things that you have to come up with the solutions. Other than that, you will be complaining every year how your house is getting flooded. So there's other things we put in place. So that is what I want us to think about some of these solutions because you will have to do it. That's Africa. You will have to fix all the solutions that you have. And I think that is some of the things that our people, when they get down there, it's like, man, I gotta think about power backup, I gotta think about water backup, I gotta think about rainy season, I gotta deal with all this stuff, that I don't have to deal with. But that's Africa. And so I'm not gonna complain about that stuff because I know that's the reality. And so I think that people need to understand that. Understand that. So even when you rent and something happens and you are calling the landlord and they are telling you all kinds of stories, um, these things do happen. You see what I'm saying? These things do happen. So when you are looking for a property, you got to start thinking about these things too. So other than that, it went long, but I think it was very good. I appreciate all the contributions. And so um, hopefully, you know how we can help you reach out your goals. I want you to make it. I want you to see in Africa making it, making it. That is the only way. I don't want you to see you struggle. I don't want you hustling. Uh, if I see you down there and I can help you, I'll help you. But I want you to thrive because we're gonna need everybody to help Mother Africa restore its dignity. So thank you. I appreciate you very, very much. Man, you guys are awesome. You're the best that I've ever had. So I look forward to more of these conversations. So hopefully, uh, join us. This is home for everybody to come and be themselves and speak their mind, and we're gonna respect that and take what you said and add it to the piece and move forward. Okay, I appreciate everyone. Thank you for everybody that was listening as well. Um, and then we appreciate you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.